This man is a cannibal who smears ashes all over his body and drinks liquor out of human skulls.
The Amazon hides secrets more chilling than any jungle predator. Some tribes remain untouched by time. Their rituals shrouded in mystery, where the dead are honored in unsettling ways, and outsiders are met with silent, lethal hostility. From warriors wielding poison-tipped arrows to entire communities that reject the very concept of time, these tribes are as fascinating as they are fearsome. Here are 15 Amazonian tribes you wouldn't want to encounter. Number 15. The Mashco Piro, isolation and hostility in the Amazon. Few tribes are as fiercely protective of their way of life as the Mashco Piro. Hidden within the dense jungles along the Peru-Brazil border, they have spent centuries ensuring that no outsider breaches their world. Those who try rarely live to tell the tale. Armed with 6-foot bows capable of piercing a human body, they have turned their territory into a forbidden zone where only the reckless or the uninformed dare to tread. Their reputation is built on blood. Missionaries, loggers, and even passing tourists have fallen to their swift, brutal attacks, each arrow a warning to stay away. But their aggression isn't senseless violence. It's a carefully honed strategy for survival. As the modern world encroaches, bringing disease, deforestation, and cultural erosion, the Mashco Piro have chosen total isolation as their only defense. Their land is shrinking, but their resolve is not. Illegal logging, drug trafficking, and land exploitation have made their borders more vulnerable than ever. Yet, instead of retreating, they have only grown fiercer in their resistance. For them, survival is all that matters, and they will fight to remain untouched by time, no matter the cost. Number 14. The Kawahiva, nomads of the Amazon, facing extinction. Once rulers of vast jungle territories, the Kawahiva now exist as exiles in their own land. In Brazil's rapidly vanishing Amazon, this once thriving tribe clings to survival, moving like ghosts through what remains of their ancestral home. With fewer than a dozen individuals left, they are witnessing the slow extinction of their people, their traditions, and their deep connection to the land. For generations, the Kawahiva were masters of the jungle, reading every movement, every plant, every shift in the seasons. But as their forests fall to chainsaws and flames, their knowledge is becoming obsolete. Sacred lands are reduced to ashes, and each passing day brings them closer to cultural extinction. With no safe refuge left, they fade deeper into the wilderness, knowing that when the last Kawahiva vanishes, an entire world of wisdom will disappear forever. Number 13. The Yawalapiti, guardians of tradition in the Xingu. In the depths of Brazil's Xingu National Park, where 14 tribes fiercely protect their lands, one stands apart for its unwavering commitment to tradition. The Yawalapiti do more than preserve their culture. They wield it like a weapon. Amid the constant pressure of modern threats, they have transformed their ancient ceremonies into displays of strength that echo through the rainforest like distant war drums. At the heart of their cultural might lies the Kwarup, a sacred ceremony that serves as both a tribute to fallen warriors and a declaration of resilience. Towering wooden memorial logs, carefully chosen and decorated, stand at the center, representing the spirits of revered leaders. When the ritual begins, the jungle comes alive with energy. Warriors, crowned with towering feathered headdresses and painted in bold patterns of red and black, move in synchronized, powerful motions. Their chants, carried on the wind, mix with the deep, rhythmic pounding of drums. For days or even weeks, the forest vibrates with their presence. Tribes from across the Xingu gather, uniting in a display of indigenous solidarity. But this is more than ceremony. It is defiance. Every step, every chant, every beat of the drum is a reminder that the Yawalapiti are not fading away. Their traditions are not relics, they are weapons of survival. Number 12. The Nukak, the last of the nomads. For millennia, the Nukak thrived in Colombia's dense rainforest, mastering its dangers with unmatched skill. Jaguars, venomous snakes, and starvation posed no threat to them, but civilization did. In 1988, 40 Nukak left their jungle sanctuary and stepped into the modern world, unknowingly sealing their fate. Their immune systems, unprepared for common diseases, were powerless against flu and malaria. Within months, half were dead, not from the wild they had mastered, but from sicknesses they had never known. Now the survivors are stranded on government reservations, unable to return to the life their ancestors perfected. Their traditions fade, their knowledge vanishes, and with each passing year, the Nukak move closer to becoming just another lost chapter in history. Number 11. The Pirapkura, the last of the forgotten. Only 3 remain. A mother and her 2 daughters are all that's left of the once thriving Pirapkura tribe, carrying the last whispers of a language and culture on the brink of extinction. Deep in Brazil's Rondônia rainforest, they move through the land like echoes of a forgotten world, the final keepers of traditions that stretch back thousands of years. Their near erasure wasn't accidental, it was brutal. In the 1980s, cattle ranchers seeking new grazing land unleashed a massacre, wiping out nearly the entire tribe in a single day. Generations of knowledge, rituals, and stories vanished in hours. Those who survived faced a slower death, disease, despair, and displacement. Now the last 3 Pirapkura walk their ancestral paths alone. Each word they speak, each ceremony they perform, is a final act of defiance against a world that has already declared their culture lost. Number 10. The Munduruku, warriors of the Tapajos. The Munduruku don't ask politely. When outsiders threaten their land, they don't hold meetings, they take action. Deep in the Amazon, along the Tapajos River, this indigenous group has built a fearsome reputation, not through words, but through resistance. Their name comes from the Amazon's flesh-eating red ants, and they've earned it. Illegal gold miners polluting their waters with mercury. The Munduruku don't file reports. They drive them out. Construction companies trying to flood their ancestral land with dams. They don't hold signs. They mobilize warriors that even government forces hesitate to challenge. To the Munduruku, the Tapajos isn't just a river. It's life itself. They know every bend, every current, every hidden path, using this knowledge as a weapon against those who threaten their home. But now, they're facing a battle unlike any before. As corporations and Brazil's government push further into their land, the Munduruku are adapting. Legal battles replace arrows, protests take the place of raids, but their message hasn't changed. The Tapajos will remain theirs, or those who try to take it will understand why the Munduruku are the Amazon's most feared defenders. Number 9. The Wari, cannibals of the Amazon River Basin. Deep within the Amazon, a tribe once practiced a ritual so chilling that even seasoned explorers hesitated to approach. For the Wari people of Brazil, consuming human flesh was not an act of savagery, but a sacred tradition rooted in deep spiritual beliefs. To them, eating the dead was a profound expression of honor, ensuring that the essence of their loved ones or defeated enemies lived on within the tribe. Unlike the gruesome imagery often associated with cannibalism, the Wari saw it as a final gesture of love. When a warrior consumed the flesh of a fallen enemy, it was believed to transfer strength, courage, and the spirit of the departed. Even more unsettling was their funerary endocannibalism, where they ate the flesh of deceased family members to keep their souls from vanishing into the unknown. The heart and liver, seen as the seats of the soul, were of particular importance in this rite. As outside influences reached their lands, the Wari gradually abandoned this practice. Yet, their legacy as one of the most feared Amazonian tribes remains. Though they have adapted to modern pressures, their past still haunts the shadows of the rainforest, making them a tribe few would dare to encounter. Number 8. The Corubos, guardians of nature's harmony. In the uncharted wilderness of the Amazon, a tribe exists that few have ever seen. and those who have rarely lived to tell the tale. The Korubo, often called the Ghost Tribe, are experts in the art of vanishing, moving through the rainforest like shadows. To them, survival isn't just about strength, it's about becoming one with the jungle itself. Feared and respected, they are known as caceteros, or men of the clubs, for their devastating wooden weapons. When Brazil sent officials to make contact, 7 were found unconscious, struck down by the sheer force of the Korubo's war clubs. That single event was enough for the government to declare their land a restricted zone. No one dares enter. But their true power lies in their ability to disappear. Their hunters track prey without leaving a single trace, their movements so fluid that even seasoned explorers struggle to detect them. They can sense a heartbeat from yards away, feel vibrations of footsteps through the earth, and navigate total darkness as if it were daylight. To outsiders, they are ghosts, warriors who have perfected the art of survival in one of the most unforgiving places on Earth. Number 7. The Nahua, Secrets of the Peruvian Amazon. In a world where technology can track almost anyone, one tribe has managed to remain truly elusive. The Nahua of Peru's Amazon have perfected the art of disappearing, existing in a realm where the forest itself seems to protect them. Beneath the dense canopy, where sunlight barely reaches the ground, they have mastered survival in ways that defy modern understanding. Accounts of the Nahua are as fleeting as their presence. Campsites vanish within days, languages shift unpredictably, and footprints appear only to disappear without a trace. Anthropologists struggle to document their existence, as if the jungle itself erases any sign of them. What makes them unique is their invisibility. While satellites and drones can detect most isolated groups, the Nahua leave no trace. Their shelters blend seamlessly with the trees, their movements ghost-like, their hunting trails undetectable. More than just inhabitants of the Amazon, they have become part of it, living in a way that challenges everything we know about human adaptation. Number 6. The Shuar, headhunters and warriors of the Ecuadorian Amazon. The Shuar are known as the shadow warriors of the Amazon, their name evoking both fear and fascination. For centuries, their lands in Ecuador's dense rainforest have been steeped in blood, their warrior legacy keeping outsiders at bay. Yet beneath the terrifying legends of headhunting lies a culture deeply rooted in tradition, honor, and survival. From childhood, both boys and girls undergo rigorous training to prepare for a life of combat and hunting. The Shuar believe the warrior's path is sacred, demanding absolute dedication. Failure in battle isn't just a loss, it's a disgrace that stains an entire lineage. Strength and resilience define their existence, ensuring their people remain unyielding in the face of threats. The most infamous aspect of their warrior culture is headhunting, a ritual misunderstood by many. To the Shuar, taking an enemy's head isn't mere brutality, it's a spiritual act. They believe a fallen warrior's essence lingers within the severed head, and by preserving it, they claim the strength of their adversary. However, modern threats loom over their ancient ways. Government intervention, deforestation, and resource exploitation have begun eroding their traditional lifestyle. As the outside world closes in, the Shuar stand at a crossroads, fight to preserve their legacy or adapt to an uncertain future. Number 5. The Awa, guardians of the forest. The Awa of Brazil's rainforest are not just hunters, they are keepers of a sacred balance. Every hunt is both a test of skill and a spiritual ritual, where survival is intertwined with reverence. Before releasing an arrow, they whisper prayers, seeking not only a successful hunt, but also honoring the spirit of their prey. Their knowledge of the jungle is unparalleled. They move like shadows, reading every broken twig and distant call. From the highest canopy to the forest floor, they see more than just animals. They see spirits moving through an eternal cycle. But their connection goes beyond the hunt. After each kill, rituals of gratitude follow, ensuring that life taken is respected. For the Awa, the jungle is not just their home. It is a sacred world where every creature has a soul, and every hunt is an act of devotion. Number 4. The Zou, naked warriors of the Brazilian Amazon. In the vast expanse of the Amazon, where the jungle hums with unseen life, a tribe exists in harmony with the wild. The Zou people reject clothing, believing their bare skin connects them more deeply to nature. Every scar, every mark on their bodies tells a story of survival, strength, and rituals that would push most beyond their limits. One of their most brutal traditions is the piercing of the lower lip, a rite of passage that begins with a sharpened spider monkey bone driven through the flesh. Over months, larger bones are inserted, stretching the lip in a painful process that often leads to fevers and infections. Many warriors do not survive. Those who do wear their grotesquely expanded lips as a symbol of resilience, proof that they have endured suffering few could withstand. From childhood, the Zou are shaped by the unforgiving jungle. Instead of shielding their young, they expose them to nature's full force, believing true strength comes only through hardship. Their hunters move like ghosts, slipping through dense foliage with an almost supernatural grace. To them, clothing is not just unnecessary, it's a burden, a restriction that could mean the difference between life and death. In a world that has long sought to tame nature, the Zou remain untamed, warriors who have never let go of the raw primal bond between man and the wild. Number 3. The Yanomami, a civilization on the brink. 30,000 warriors stand ready. When gold miners trespass on their land, the Yanomami don't plead for help or seek justice in courts. They take matters into their own hands, as they have for centuries. Straddling the border between Brazil and Venezuela, they are more than a tribe. They are a force, determined to defend their home with every ounce of their strength. Scattered across 200 villages, the Yanomami are South America's largest isolated tribe, and its most resilient. Their vast territory, larger than some nations, is a fortress of towering shabonos and an intricate network of trails, rivers, and ambush points. Every plant is a tool, every movement calculated. Their deep knowledge of the rainforest isn't just cultural, it's strategic. When illegal miners poison their rivers with mercury or loggers strip their hunting grounds bare, the Yanomami strike back with unmatched skill. Their bows can puncture steel drums, and their blowguns deliver silent, deadly precision. For centuries, they have remained unconquered, their warrior traditions ensuring their survival. Now, as the battle for the Amazon intensifies, they send a clear warning: this land is theirs, and those who seek to take it will face the fury of a people who have never surrendered. Number 2. The Yamundawa, timeless wisdom in the Amazon. The Yamundawa of the Brazilian Amazon live in a world untouched by time. They don't count years, track days, or divide their existence into hours and minutes. Instead, life flows like the river, sometimes swift, sometimes slow, always in harmony with nature's rhythm. For the Yamundawa, time isn't measured by clocks, but by the blooming of flowers, the migration of animals, and the shifting positions of the sun. Dawn birds signal the start of the day, not alarm clocks. Gatherings happen when the sky dictates, not a rigid schedule. Their language lacks words for old or young, for late or early. While modern society is bound by schedules and deadlines, the Yamundawa experience life with a fluidity few can comprehend. To them, time isn't an unrelenting force, it simply doesn't exist. Their reality challenges everything we believe about how life should be measured. Number 1. The Piraha, the tribe without time. The Piraha live in a world without yesterday or tomorrow. Along the Macy River, this Amazonian tribe embodies a way of life that monks and philosophers have long sought: pure presence. Their language is unlike any other, existing only in the now. There are no numbers beyond 2, no words for colors, yet they navigate their world with unmatched clarity. For the Piraha, life isn't about planning ahead or dwelling on the past. A hunter tracks prey by feeling the forest's rhythm, responding to each moment as it unfolds. Their stories aren't of distant memories or uncertain futures. They speak only of what is real, tangible, and happening now. The Amazon's most feared tribes remain a mystery, their stories both chilling and fascinating. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more untold histories.